There is no part of the world any longer that cannot say that the impact of the climate crisis is with us in the here and now. And while most of the responsibility for that and for tackling that, putting into reverse the process of climate change, falls on governments and on industry, those who emit the most, often some of the best ideas, some of the best solutions, and some of the most intense pressure comes from citizens and from communities. And it's one of the reasons why, during the talks that will take place here in Glasgow over the next 2 weeks, Scotland will seek to provide a bridge between those whose voices are so rarely, all too rarely heard, and those making the decisions. A climate assembly provides a platform for those often unheard voices, especially the voices of women, of young people and those from the global south. People must be able to bring not just their views, but most importantly of all, their lived experiences directly to the table, and to do so not as outside observers, but as participants and as equals. And when leaders like me listen to you, genuinely listen to people's voices from across the world, then I believe that will and certainly should lead to fairer outcomes, and outcomes that are respected more by everybody whose lives are impacted by them. Frankly, leaders have arrived at this summit today knowing that they are not doing nearly enough. And they also know what the consequences and impacts of not doing nearly enough will be. So there is no longer any excuse for inaction. This generation of leaders will not be forgiven, should not be forgiven, if there is not action taken over this next 2 weeks that lives up to the scale of the urgent challenge the world is facing.